Hello, hello. Welcome to the virtual tarot party with me, Irena. So I hope that as you jump on, you can hear me, that my headphones are working. If you can't, let me know. So just when you pop on live, do a hashtag live so I know you're here. Amelie, fantastic, glad you're here. If you can't hear me, let me know. But otherwise, tonight is all about just giving yourself an opportunity to tune in to your intuitive resources and get a little bit of extra guidance and information. Thanks, Amelie. Thanks for letting me know that you can hear me. I appreciate it. And Michelle, hello. Cindy, you made it. This is fantastic. So thank you for being here. Elaine, wonderful to have you. So the tarot cards are one of my most favorite tools for developing this intuitive language. We all get gut feelings, intuitive hits, little moments of inklings or intuition, and it's hard to put words on it. Sometimes it's even hard to pinpoint how we're feeling in a moment, and the cards can help us really start to dive in and peel away the chaos and the fog that's been blinding us and hone in on what really is the root of the issue. So that's a great lead-in. Just as everyone's joining us, I want to share with you the way that I read the cards. And by the way, if we haven't met yet, my name is Irena Miller, and I'm an intuitive energy coach, and I've been guiding women for over 20 years on how to speak this intuitive language through reading cards, through energy exercises, visualizations, meditation, Reiki. I'm a Reiki master, and Sekem, Sekim, and energy, and an Egyptian energy as well. I have really just expanded my heart and love for helping everyone decipher the energy that's around us. Hello, Renee, great to have you. Lynn, oh my goodness, I haven't seen you in forever. I'm so glad you're here. Lynn knows me back from years ago, yoga days. She started studying with me at the Y. Oh my goodness, way back when, like 20 years ago, I think. So I'm glad you made it tonight. Okay, so the cards, as I get ready to pull, I want to just remind you that when it comes to reading cards, it really is like tuning in for a weather forecast. And it's about, saying, what's the weather like outside? If the weather is nice and sunny, as I have tonight, I decide, I want to sit on the porch. If I find out it's rainy, then I decide, maybe sitting on the porch isn't always a great idea. But the idea is that life isn't happening to you. Instead, you tune in, discover the energy around you, and you get to choose how you're going to engage. So never give your power away when you sit down to do a reading, but instead utilize the energy in such a way that empowers you to make the most informed decision possible. Hi, Steph, I'm glad to hear you. And one more thing as I get ready to pull, and Amelie was on first, so one hopped out for you, Amelie. This is exciting. Things happen like that, right? Cards hop out of the deck as you're shuffling, as you're talking, holding onto your answer. These are important things to know. So something I'm going to just give you a little sneak moment. I'll announce more at the end. Jane, hi, I will pull a card for you. Something hot off the presses I have. I'm so excited about that. I haven't told anyone else yet. I haven't made the public announcement anywhere else, but I have a very exciting course I put together that I don't even have a sales page for yet. It's just a Google Doc, and I wanted to share it with you because you are so special for taking time out to come tonight. And this course teaches you the basics and the beginnings of how to start reading the cards with a basic layout and foundation. So it doesn't go into all the details, but it's a short and sweet little, where do I start? Where do I begin? What does this mean? I'll tell you more about this later. Stick around because at the very end, after I do finish the readings, I've got a very special invitation for you. Candy, glad you made it. All right, so let's start with the readings. So Amelie, you are on first, and I love that this card popped out for you. It's the sun card, which it is so sunny here. See if I can get this where it's not. It must be really bright. This is a happy, contented card. This is a card of great joy, of great enthusiasm. And wherever you are, whatever's going on in your life, know that there is a time for that childlike play and innocence, that moment of, when summer hit and you were a kid and you're like, I can stay out when it's past dark and fireflies are running around. Oh my goodness. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to really enjoy yourself and tune into that happiness and joy. So let me know how that feels. All right, so the next person who hopped on, Michelle. So you'll notice I'm knocking the cards 3 times in between readings, and that's to clear the energy. So I can start to tune in, Michelle, to your energy, and I'm just gonna hold in my heart, what's the most important thing that Michelle knows right now in this moment? And we'll see what comes for you. Ooh, fantastic. It's a justice card. So in my Energy Adventures with Irena group, and if you're not a part of that already, come join the party. We've been sharing all week long. It's called Spark Sharing Week, shining positivity and radiating kindness. And today we shared what's our sign. So the justice represents Libras, which is interesting. He's got the scales. But justice, what that's saying is, things are black and white right now. It's kind of like if you speed, you get a ticket, or there's no leeway, but it's perfectly in balance. And again, this sun is really interesting where it is. I don't know if you can see his little scales that he's holding, but he's looking straight ahead. His sword is upright, and it's saying, even if you're in a position where, let's say it's a legal battle, it's saying, you know what? Hang on, hold in there. Things are going to come out in your favor. So if there's a dispute or a frustration, hang in, hold on. Things are going to turn out for you, because it is very cut and dry, black and white when it comes down to it. It's the justice card. So let me know how that feels. Michelle, wonderful. So Cindy, okay, your turn as I knock the cards, and I'll just see. Oh, yay, Candy, I'm glad you're loving Spark Week, and I'm glad that you are here. All right, so I'm tuning in for Cindy, and we'll pull a card. So yeah, when you hop on, just give me #live, and I will pull a card for you. We'll do this for a half hour or so, and we'll see who's here. Okay, so what's the most important thing that Cindy knows right now? Ooh, I love it. We're getting a lot of major arcana cards, which these are the cards, if we go back to that weather analogy, this is the weather you pay attention to. It's not just a little blip like, oh, it could be a little, misty today, a little couple sprinkles. This is, there's weather you want to pay attention to. It's going to be bright, beautiful blue day, play hooky, or bring that umbrella because we mean business. So Cindy, for you, the card of the Hierophant came up, and I thought I picked a good spot with the sun. The Hierophant is a wonderful card that represents authority. It represents, what's the word that I want? It's tradition. Thank you. I wanted to say transition, but tradition, formal. It can represent organizations or community. So right now you might find yourself in a position where you feel like you're really being, I don't want to use the word forced, but and I don't want to use coerced, but it definitely feels like being enthusiastically pushed towards conforming to traditions and certain structures. So if you find yourself in that position, take a moment to tune in and make sure that this organization, this group, really is in harmony with your feelings, with your heart. And if not, take a moment to question. So let me know how that feels, Cindy. All right, Elaine, wonderful. I'm so glad you're here. All right, Elaine, so let's pull a card for you. What's the most important thing that Elaine know right now? Ooh, lots of major arcana. Again, the World card, and this is a pretty card. Oh, maybe, if I do it like this, you can see it. The sun doesn't glare. So the World is a card of completion, of success. It's coming full circle. And Elaine, I do know a little bit about your story because you're in the intuitive energy adventure with me. I love that. And this is a card that's saying, again, things are coming full circle. You're going to complete a cycle, and it's going to feel really incredible. You're going to look back and feel successful. You can see she's smiling. She's on top of the world, and she's got that support of her wonderful guides around her. So wonderful card for you. Fantastic. And Renee, oh, I love how I just ended up, I thought if I sat here, the sun would be in a good place, and I love how the sun card greeted us right in the beginning as well. So Renee, I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you. I'm so glad all of you are here. All right, and I just ask, what's the most important thing that Renee know right now in this moment? Ooh, the Ace of Pentacles. Let's see. Aha, if I put it like that, you can see a little bit better. The Ace of Pentacles is a fun card. It's a gift of money. It's new beginnings. Pentacles represents earth. It's grounded, it's steady, it's physical, it's tangible. So keep your eyes out because a gift of money could definitely be coming your way. I like that. Ah, Renee is amazing. All right, all of you are amazing. Lynn, I'm gonna pull a card for you. All right, so I just told in my heart, what's the most important thing that Lynn know right now? Okay. Ooh, Six of Swords. This is a fun one too. This is, and again, it's a little tricky to see. You'll notice down here, there's kind of wavy water. And it's the idea that you're moving out of troubled or rocky, wavy waters into calm, cool seas ahead. The idea that you're going to a new place. So maybe there's a transition in place for you where you're moving from, and for some reason work's coming up, and I don't know if anything's going on with work for you right now. I know that when we were together in yoga, when you came to my classes, you worked at a deliciously yummy place. But anyway, there might be a transition coming up where you can move from a place that was feeling rocky or unstable, a bit troubled, to a new experience. There's movement, there's travel, there's gonna be a shift or transition, and it's gonna be a great one. The key part is, you'll notice in the boat there are 6 swords, and swords represent the air element, our mind, our thoughts. So as you go to this new experience, be careful of the mindset, the attitudes you take with you. It goes back to this old story that I love about, where you go, there you are. There was a man who was looking to move, and the reason behind why he wanted to move was his old town was filled with grumpy, terrible, no good, stinky people, and he was ready for a change. He wanted to go somewhere where the people were fantastic. Gets in his car, packs up all his belongings, and off he goes. Stops at a gas station about 10 hours from where he used to live and asks the attendant there, how are the people here? What are the neighbors like? And the attendant said, what are they like at your old place? And the guy said, oh, they're terrible, they're mean, grumpy, no good, stinkers. And the attendant said, yeah, same thing here. So the idea is, there you go, where you go, there you are. So just watch for the mindsets you bring with you into this new space. Oh, I see a message, and then, all right. No, something came through, but the sun is just in the most perfect place for my eyes. I need my hat now. Okay, Steph. Hiya, Tammy. Great to see you. I'm gonna go ahead and pull a card for you, Steph. I'm so glad you joined. Okay, so what is the most important thing that Steph knows right now today? Ooh, love how they jump out. Ooh, 9 of Cups. So 9 of Cups, I'm gonna get this little message off my screen, is a card of happiness. It reminds me of the Sun card. So the Sun card is a major arcana. 9 is a minor. So 9 is just saying, you know what? There's lots of joy and contentment available to you right now. So open your heart. And this is also can be seen as like the fairy godmother card if you want to make a wish. Make a wish for that joy and that happiness. But there's a lot of joy available to you in what you're doing and those who are around you. So be able to fill up your heart and your cup with that joy. Cups represent emotions, represents intuition, love, joy. All right, holy cannoli. All right, Jane, you're next on the list. So after the summer solstice, I gotta get used to where the sun moves on my porch. I have a little bush here. So maybe I'll come down like this. All right, so tuning into Jane's energy. So what's the most important thing Jane know right now in this moment? Ooh, you get 2 cards, Jane. Ooh, oh, okay, fun. All right, so they're both swords. So again, it's the mental realm, meaning air realm, and it's thoughts. The 6 of Swords, so again, a transition. I mentioned a little bit of this for Lynn, and here's the thing when it comes to reading the cards. You begin by looking at the pictures and telling the story, and you realize that each person, even if you get the same exact card, the card could mean something completely different for the next person. And for that person, I'm gonna see if I can move here a little bit. That way I'm also not like totally sunned out on you. But for the person that you read for, Even if you pull the same card, you might discover that, and we're just gonna rearrange things here a little bit, that, I'll talk like this. You might discover that the card has a whole different message. Six of Swords could mean one thing for Lynn and something else completely different for you, Jane. So I want to take a moment to just tune in, to readjust here. I would keep putting up with the sun, but something tells me, so I can really tune into the energy, to just make a slight adjustment. You know, how often do we put up with things that are uncomfortable and awkward, just, oh, let's see, in order to kind of make the moment go a little smoother. But sometimes these rocky things, thanks for all the hearts and love. I really appreciate it, especially as I've got all these technical difficulties with the sun. You guys are troopers. Yay. Thank you for your patience. Oh, I'm so grateful. Okay, so Jane, when it comes to you right now with the Six of Swords, if there's something that you've been struggling with, particularly a way that you've been thinking about a project or a plan, what I want to offer to you, especially since the two cards came out for you, is that there's an opportunity for you to, like Lynn, move away from, it almost feels like a little bit of, not complete anxiety and worry at this point, but just the thoughts. They kind of keep going through your mind, You're looking for those calmer waters. You're looking for a place where things will be, it's kind of like a breath of fresh air, where you can just let your shoulders relax and you can just relax yourself for a moment. And part of the way that's going to come through is picking and choosing your battles. You can win this one, but it comes at a cost. So whatever transition's going on, whatever shift that you're making, and I feel like with you, it has to do with a particular project and the mindset around the project, the people that you might be working with. Know that you can win, but the cost it comes at, you might want to check in with it and see that you're okay with that particular cost. This is a card where he wins, he's got the swords and the others are walking away, but it's not the highest of feelings. So to make the most of the situation, take a moment to evaluate what your heart really wants, and what it means to feel at peace in your heart. Okay, let me know how that feels, Jane. All right, so Candy, we'll pull a card for you. Yay! Now that I've had all of my technical difficulties. Okay, so Candy, here we go. What's the most important thing that Candy know in this moment? Ooh, okay, this is a fun card. So this card, what I love about the cards is that, you know, the way that I read them, the way that I share them with you, again, is to empower you. This is the weather report, lets you know the energy going on around you, and you get to choose how you engage. The other aspect of this is that the moment that it gives us like a little bit of a heads up. I'm always gonna bring the cards to you with action items that you can take. So Candy, the card that I get for you, it comes out upside down, reversed, and that means the energy is still present that would be in the upright position, except you get a super heads up on this. So if there's been, you might have discovered, or you might be discovering that whatever, like you've been feeling something on the horizons, something coming, big news, big information, and it's not going to catch you unawares. You're going to be given a heads up. This is the kind of card that, like everything's going along swimmingly when it's upright, and all of a sudden it feels like, oh my gosh, the rug's been pulled out from underneath you. Like, where did that come from? And it can be a bit of a shock. It kind of throws you for a loop. But in the reverse position, it's saying, you know what? There's a big shift coming up. No longer is, you know, are you going to be in the dark, like the wool pulled over your eyes, but the truth is going to be revealed, and you're going to get a heads up when the truth is being revealed. So it's not going to shock you. It's not going to throw you for a loop. You'll be able to navigate it much more easily. So the card itself is the Tower card, which looks scary, I know. And they talk about like the bad guys and the good guys of the tarot deck. And here's the thing, everything in life has a high frequency vibration and a low frequency to it. It just depends on what do we want to tune into? What's the kind of energy that we want to connect to. So the high frequency energy of the Tower card is saying, hey, and especially with it being reversed, that's a really good thing. It's saying the high frequency here is you get a heads up. There's the moment of truth that's going to be revealed, but you're going to know it's coming, and it's going to be a good thing. So for example, this is a very personal story that I haven't shared with anyone. And yeah, this is something really that I've kept close to my heart, near and dear. So I share it with you in confidence. I might have to delete this video after we're done. So holy cannoli, because I haven't shared this with anyone, and this is a really, really personal story about me and my husband. And yeah, so what happened was when we were dating, he invited me to come to Cincinnati for Christmas. And we came here for Christmas, and we saw all the sights, and it was beautiful. We were staying with his family, and we were getting ready to go to a very famous overlook that, you know, a lot of Germans moved here for because it reminds them of the Rhine. It's so beautiful. And his brother was going to drive us, and we were all excited. And Don, who I was dating at the time, my husband, he couldn't find his keys, and he was getting really flustered. And I thought, well, this is odd, because he's always been super duper calm and cool and collected. I've never seen him flustered like this. That was one of the reasons I fell in love with him. His roommate's dog actually got up on the bed and peed on the bed, and Don was just like, oh, you cute little thing. Aw, come on, Abby, get off the bed. And he just changed his sheets. Like anybody else I had dated would have like clobbered the poor doggy. But that, oh my gosh, you know, he had my heart at that point. So here he was, flustered that he couldn't find his keys. This is crazy, right? And of course, this is super, like, don't share this with anybody yet, because, you know, I haven't even shared this with him yet. So anyway, he couldn't find his keys. And of course, I wanted to help. So I'm looking everywhere. Where could his keys be? And I look in his coat pocket, and I felt a box. I felt one of those little boxes. It was a ring box. Actually, it was this ring right here. He was going to propose to me, and I was being given a little heads up. That would be like a high frequency version of the Tower reversed, moment of truth being revealed to me, where it wasn't going to hit me as a shock, because who knows how I would have reacted. I didn't see this coming at all. And sure enough, we got up to the overlook in Eden Park, and he proposed. And I kind of had a heads up that something was coming. I didn't open the box, but you know, like as a woman, like you know what that box feels like, right? So shh, don't tell that to anyone. I haven't even ever shared that with him yet. So just with you guys, because you're my friends. But you know, everything has a high frequency and a low frequency to it. And that's kind of like what this can say, that moment of truth revealed. Ah, you guys are amazing. All right, so now that we've had that moment between us, Ray, I'm so glad you're here. And Tammy, too, I saw you. Oh, okay, Ray. So a card jumped out for you. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. A couple cards jumped out for you. Okay, so you have big stuff going on. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune jumped out, Ace of Pentacles, and High Priestess. What does that mean? Okay, so it's just, you know, you tell the story. Something's going on with timing for you. And it's, when I say timing, it's kind of like the timing of life. It's not necessarily up to you. It's like, you know, think of it like the seasons. If you want to go swimming in the winter, you can, but, you know, the timing's off. So something to do with timing, very much. So if there is, and I just want to tune into your energy right now. If there's something that you've been trying to make a decision on, a lot of it has to do with the timing, and it's out of your hands. Do look for a financial gift that's your intuition. You know deep down inside what you need to do. The High Priestess, she has the answers, but she's not right there between conscious. And she says, you know what, deep down inside you, you know. You don't have to look to anybody else for the answer. Just take a moment and meditate. So know that a lot of this has to do with timing that's out of your control. You will have the money to finance this project and this dream. And deep down inside, you know what to do with this particular project and the decisions that need to be made. So let me know how that feels. All right, Tammy, we have Tammy and Sally. Oh, fantastic. Oh, Naima, so great to have you. I was with you in Renee's coffee chat today. Yay! Okay, so let me tune in for Tammy. Okay, so we're going to pull a card for the amazing Tammy. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so what's most important that Tammy know right now? Ooh, fantastic. Queen of Wands reversed. This is burning the candle at both ends. Queen of Wands is the just do it Nike gal. And she has a lot of high energy. She's vibrant. She's got great ideas. She goes right to it and she gets the tasks done. When it comes out upside down, it's just saying, okay, take a moment, notice where you might be overstretching a little bit and where you might be feeling some burnout or just exhaustion and fatigue. So taking care of yourself is a big piece to this. All right. Sally, yes, I'm gonna pick a card for you. I'm so glad you're here, Sally. Okay, so what's the most important thing that Sally know in this moment right now? Ooh, the star. This is a card of hope and of faith. So whatever's going on in your life right now, know that there's a lot of possibilities and opportunities for you. It's like going out at night where there's no light pollution and you look up and you see a million stars in the sky, so bright and beautiful. So I invite you to tap into something that really fuels your faith and your hope. To take that moment, even if it's going out and looking at the night sky, even watching an inspirational feel-good type movie of overcoming challenges and obstacles, because whatever you're going through in this moment right now, tapping into that faith and that hope is going to really make this an incredibly powerful and exciting time. It's also a big card of intuition I'm being guided to share with you. So trust those instincts, trust those inklings, and those hunches. All right. Oh, and Stephanie, I see that you haven't been able to get on, so I will pull a card for you too. Okay. All right, so Ray, I got your card. Naima. Okay, so let me pull a card for you, Naima. So great to have you. All right, so what is the most important thing that Naima know right now in this moment? Dun, dun, dun. Ooh, 7 of Wands, fantastic. So oh, look at your beautiful face. Thanks for the hearts. This is cool because this means you are queen of the mountain. You have accomplished something incredible and you are at the top. Now, you might be feeling that at the top, now that you have reached this pinnacle of success and accomplishment, you have to defend yourself. You have to take a position of speaking up and standing up for some of the choices you made, some of your ideas. Maybe you even feel like there are competitors that are kind of popping up and pushing their way into your space. So the best thing to do is to give yourself a moment to really feel grounded, because you'll notice that this figure, this guy, he's got his feet on like uneven surface. He's got on 2 different shoes, and he's not feeling steady and stable. So take a moment to really go back to the card that comes before this is the 6 of Wands. It's success. It's riding into town, like you're celebrating, like, yay, I had a victory. You know, this project went off fabulously. Going back to that energy and celebrating your successes and getting really, really grounded will be helpful. And grounding could be as simple as going outside barefoot and taking a few deep breaths, or reconnecting to your community and your people and just continuing to do what you love. All right, so let me know how that feels. Yay! Okay, so Maggie, I am so glad you are here. All right, Maggie, I'm gonna pull a card for you as well. Okay, so what's the most important thing that Maggie know right now in this moment? All right, so 5 of Pentacles. So again, this is one of those cards where I really encourage you, look at the high frequency energy and the low frequency energy, because this card is about a couple of different things. So again, it depends on the person and the meaning. This can very much look like feeling like an outsider looking in, seeing all of that fun excitement going on and feeling like, oh, here I am out in the cold, not having any fun, and everybody's inside having fun. Kind of like a Christmas Carol. You remember when Scrooge is brought back to like the time of Fezziwig and the parties that they used to have in his young days, and his lady love, and he's looking in from the cold winter outside and at all of the warmth and the excitement and the joy and the love. This can be a card like that. So I would encourage you to ask yourself where you might, and this is the way it's coming through for you, where you might be denying yourself enjoyment and pleasure, where you feel like you're the outsider, maybe looking in at all of the fun, and to know that it's just a simple moment of looking up and knowing that you can consciously choose to join in with the connection at any point. So 5 of Pentacles, this is the card. You can see they're kind of like out in the snow, and they're just feeling like, oh, at a loss. Like they just feel a lack. So at this point in time, allow yourself that moment to really take the time for yourself, to allow yourself to step into the things you love to do, and that's going to naturally bring you back into an energy where you feel really a part of something bigger. So let me know how that feels. Okay. All right. So I've got Stephanie who couldn't come on, and Candy say, oh my gosh, I love that you just said that about a slight adjustment. Yeah, so often we put up with something so frustrating or uncomfortable. Yeah, and I have been known to do that. That is a traditional empathic trait, is probably the best thing to do, put up with things that are uncomfortable. So thank you for all of you who put up with me moving the camera so I could see you. Oh my goodness. Jane, you're welcome. Murphy, oh, and Lexina. Sarah, how great to have you. Wonderful. All the feels. Oh, and Barbara, I'm just kind of, oh, hi. Yes. And I'm not sure if I'll say your name right. So Nukta, that's beautiful. Okay, and Leanne, I will pull a card for you. Yes, Murphy, I'll pull a card. Okay, so, oh, you're welcome, Naima. Wonderful. Stephanie made it. Fantastic. Okay, so I will pull cards for everybody who's on now, and I'm just going to back up to make sure I didn't miss anybody. And if for some reason I miss your comment, please comment again. And thank you for all the hearts and love. I really appreciate it. Okay, Miss Beautiful Murphy, I will pull a card for you. So what's the most important thing that Murphy know right now? Okay, the Chariot. Another fun card. This is a card of success, right? Like 6 of Wands. It's coming in, and this is a card too of, for you right now, what I'm really getting is this taking control. You'll notice that in the card, and this particular deck doesn't show it quite as much, but some decks will show like horses instead of sphinxes, and they're pulling in opposite directions. Again, it's a black and white experience, and you have these opposing energies going in 2 different directions. The Chariot, or the charioteer, is able to navigate and handle a lot of different energies going in different directions, and can do so with ease and grace and great success. So whatever you're working on now, know that it will be will have a very successful outcome, and you'll be able to manage all of the different energies pulling you in the different directions, so that you can see he's not sweating it. He's easy peasy relaxed, right? It's like walking 2 dogs and you're like, oh. He's like, no problem, I got this. So let me know how that feels. Wonderful. All right, Lexina. Okay, so what's the most important thing that Lexina know in this moment? And you'll notice that I keep just clearing the energy of the deck. So for Lexina. Ooh, 9 of Cups, another one. So this came up before for another friend. 9 of Cups, great happiness. So whatever's going on in your world right now, know that there's great happiness and joy available to you, even if you don't see it. Because we have free will, we have to be willing to receive the gifts around us. There's a great story that I love all about Joe. And when Joe passes and transitions to heaven, and he's at the pearly gates with St. Peter, St. Peter's holding out a calendar. And Joe goes, oh, all right, what's the deal with the calendar, St. Peter? And he takes a look at it, and he notices all of these presents across the calendar. And some of them are wrapped and some of them are unwrapped. And he starts to notice a pattern that most of them are wrapped. And he goes to St. Peter, what's the deal with all of these wrapped presents, you know? And just even presents in general. I didn't have that many birthdays. And what he discovers is that those were gifts gifts of grace. And the ones that were opened were ones that he chose to receive. And the ones that were closed were ones that either he was too busy to notice, that he was like, no, that couldn't possibly be for me, you know, how good can you stand it kind of thing. So right now, Lexi, what's really coming through for you with this is how good can you stand it? Are you noticing all these gifts of grace around you? Know that it's up to you, because you have free will, to spot them and to receive them with an open heart. All right, so I hope that helps. Yay! Sarah, I will pull a card for you. Oh, Sarah and I go way back into yoga days. Way back. We started studying early on together here in Cincinnati. Okay, this is interesting. I was curious because a card kind of hopped out, but I thought, no, it didn't, and it hopped out again. So this is really meant for you, Sarah. So again, this is the Five of Cups. Now, when you look at learning how to read the cards, it's a nice way to learn if you just focus on the numbers itself, a little numerology. And you go from your aces, which is essentially a 1, all the way to the 10, and then you have the court cards. So, and this is just for the minor arcana that I'm talking about. Major arcana is another set of stories. Ones or aces represent new beginnings, like the Ace of Pentacles that came up. So a new financial beginning, a gift, that comes from the heavens above. Ace of Wands, a spark of an idea. When you get to 5, it's the middle point between the ace and the 10. And the 5 represents a transition where things might feel a little sticky, uncomfortable, just like the butterfly and the chrysalis. It's transformation time. It might not feel so hot. So this particular card is saying, all right, it's a transition time, meaning it's a 5, so a bit of a challenge. There are some things that there might be some sadness around things that have been lost, and it's emotionally based, being the cups. There's some emotional sadness, but not to lose hope that there's still many it's not opportunities so much as sometimes they, like the old expression would be, don't cry over spilled milk. Or one thing that I love in this card too is that you have the river, which can represent our emotion and our tears that we shed over the loss of something. But there's hope. We can build a bridge and we can get to the castle and feel really strong and steady. So whatever's going on right now, whatever kind of loss or sadness might be hanging around, know that there is love and support available to you, and the ability to go to a very stable, steady place where it won't feel so big in your heart in this moment. So let me know how that feels, because I'm going to just kind of leave that at a high level. I do feel like there are a lot more layers to that, and we can talk more. Okay, so Leanne, wonderful to have you. Okay, so pulling a card for Leanne. So what's the most important thing that Leanne know right now? Okay, another 5 of Pentacles. We're getting a theme here. So 5 of Pentacles. This came up before for our friend Maggie. And this is, again, a card that talks about, so 5, transition. And I'm just tuning into the energy for you, Leanne, and what this means. Because it really, I almost want to use the word loss again. Disconnect. One of the things about this card, so again, transition, number 5, that challenging period, is that sometimes it's frustrating because you've been working so hard, building and investing and pouring physical energy, resources into the adventure. And what ends up happening is you don't always see the fruits of your labor right away, and it can be super duper discouraging. And you might see like the bank account dwindling and be like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I thought that this was a path to abundance, or I thought that this would be profitable, or I thought that this would bring a return. And what this card very much encourages you to do is to not necessarily look down, but I do love that in the sense of, my great grandmother always said, always look down. You never know when you'll find a penny. That was my great grandma. Now we use, of course, the check card, so a penny's from heaven. But this figure, he's looking up. The stained glass window represents faith and hope again. In some cards, you see a beautiful angel in the stained glass window. And this is saying, you know what? Take a moment to look up. Things are changing. Times are changing. And there's a lot available to you in the way of guidance and help. So take a moment to look up. All right, so I hope that was helpful. Thank you for the hearts and love. All right, yes, pennies from heaven. Okay, I've got to catch up with the comments. Barbara. Okay, Barbara, I'm going to pull a card for you. So what's the most important thing that Barbara know right now? Okay, so 6 of cards upside down. So 6 of cards came up for our friend Lynn, and you can see, and actually it came up for someone else, moving from troubled waters into calmer seas. What this is saying is really take a moment, as it being upside down, to evaluate thoughts and attitudes that you're bringing with you so for example, a good story or a good analogy would be, you've probably all had this girlfriend where she says, oh, I just keep ending up dating the same guy. What's going on? Holy cannoli. It's the same guy over and over and over. This would be a situation where you change the outside space, you go to new land or new job, new home, new friends, new circles, new groups, whatever it is, but you keep running into the same experiences. So there's a certain shift on a mindset level and a base energetic level that when you make that shift, you're going to discover that you can really be at ease and enjoy yourself. So in order to discover, and release some of those mindsets and thoughts that are keeping you in the cycle of experiencing the same, I would encourage you to, have you ever done the burning bowl ceremony? That comes up for me. If you haven't, let me know and I can share a little bit more about that because I don't want to leave you hanging with a card like that. Okay, so Nukta, such a beautiful name. Oh, thank you, Naima. Oh, I appreciate that. Oh, you have such a beautiful name. Okay, so Stephanie. Okay, so let's just see who else is here. Bum, 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 because we're going to wrap this up. Katie. Oh, awesome. I'm so glad you're here, Katie. You made it. Woohoo. Okay. Oh, Stephanie. Yes, I'll pull one for you and your son. Oh, and Evangelia. So good to see you. Oh, it's been forever. Oh, it speaks to you too today. Oh, thank you, Elaine, for mentioning my mom. Mwah. All right, yes, because part of this is in honor of my mom tonight, who is now up in heaven. The reason I'm doing this tarot party. You're welcome, Barbara. So yeah, okay, I'll talk with you more about the burning bowl then. Wonderful. Okay, so Nukta, I'm gonna pull a card for you, and gosh, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. It's such a beautiful name. Okay, what is most important that they know? Okay, so again, frequency and energy of the cards. You have high frequency and low frequency. Again, the cards hold no power. The power is within you. You have free will, and this is just the energy report. How you decide to tune into the energy that's around you, what you choose to do, because a lot of these cards are saying, hey, if you stay on the same path, you're going to experience this weather. If I stay in Cincinnati, I enjoy a beautiful sunset, nice weather. If I want nice moody rain to cuddle up on a wonderful couch with a book with, then I need to go somewhere else, maybe the Pacific Northwest. But here it's sunny, so if I stay on track here, then I experience this weather. So this card is saying, take a moment to realize at times we can be our own worst enemy. We can be self-sabotaging at times. So for example, let's say we want to start a new health routine. We've been really, really tired and we want to get more energy and stop drinking so much coffee, so we're going to get more sleep. And you decide, okay, I'm going to go to bed earlier and get more sleep. But then the nighttime rolls around and you're enjoying your shows and you don't want to go to bed and you end up staying up till midnight again and only getting 5 or 6 hours of sleep. That would be the energy of this card. This is saying, take a moment right now. What's most important to you to know is that there's something that you can shift within your space that will create a happier outcome and experience for you. And it is up to you. The power is within you. So this is the Devil card. So that's a scary one, right? So everybody's like, oh my God, there's scary cards in the tarot deck. But here's this thing. It's not the energy that's happening to you. It's not an outside power. No, Devil card represents you're doing something, there's a behavior or a mindset or an action that isn't serving your highest in the moment. So for me, it would be staying up too late right now, working and playing and not getting enough sleep. That could be the devil energy, or eating way too much chocolate when I shouldn't be, you know, and I want to get in shape. So take a moment wherever you are in your process and journey to say, is there something that I'm doing that's sabotaging myself? And then it's just a matter of shifting the behavior, and you move right out of that, you know, energy that seems so scary. Okay, fantastic. You guys are good sports, because this can get really, really adventurous. Okay, so Katie, I saw you, so I'm going to pull a card for Katie. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Katie. You guys are great sports. You're really hanging in here, and I am only guessing on the time, but I think we've already kind of hit our hour. Okay, so what's the most important thing that Katie knows right now? All right, same card popped up again. Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna just really tune in, make sure. Okay. So for Katie, what's the most important thing that she knows right now? Okay. So the card that pops up, Ace of Pentacles reversed. With the Ace of Pentacles reversed, this is saying, okay, Ace of Pentacles upright, which is so cool because this popped up for Renee, so neat that it pops up for you as well. It's a financial opportunity and a gift coming your way. When it's upside down, there's, in your case right now, maybe what I'm really seeing it as is almost like a block to the receiving side of it. There's a potential to, and this is interesting, the potential to earn more money, the potential to receive more money. There's just a block that needs to be shifted in order to get it upright. And what I want to do is I want to pull another card for that, because I also know that this is a big adventurous time for you. So if there is a potential to earn more, what does Katie need to do to allow this energy to be really free flowing to receive that financial abundance? Let's see. Okay, who pops out? Okay, so Knight of Wands. So Knight of Wands is a wonderful court card that represents personalities, right? It could be your personality or someone around you. The Knight is youthful, energetic, and tends to be, you know, like the romantic. He runs right into the adventure, like Indiana Jones, I should say. Knight of Cups is a little bit more of the romantic. He's more of the adventurous, Indiana Jones. I'm gonna go for this, I can do this. And when he's upside down, it means at a moment of jumping the gun, being a little impulsive and moving too quickly, like that phrase, you know, look before you leap. So that financial opportunity that's available to you, keep breathing. You know, encourage your breath to be steady and even, and don't feel like you've got to jump too quickly, but to give it time. So for example, let me see if a good analogy or story comes up for this. Okay, so airline tickets, right? Sometimes we're looking airline prices, like when's the best time to buy the ticket? And you realize, oh, I jumped the gun too soon because they're holding a special on airline tickets during a holiday week, and I should have waited for a moment. So hold your energy, like that need to kind of like jump the gun, and just hold out, patience, and you're gonna find that that ability to get the higher income earning potential is available to you. So that's really, really interesting. Okay, so Stephanie, you and your son, I will pull a card for you, and Evangelia and Barbara. Okay, oh, Alicia, you made it. Okay, so 3 more cards. And then we will wrap this up, and I will share my hot off the presses announcement with you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Okay, so I am pulling a card for, dun, dun, dun. Let me tune in to who I am pulling this for. I got so excited seeing you guys. Okay, so I pulled a card for Katie. Okay, Stephanie, you and your son. Okay, so what's the most important thing that Stephanie knows right now? Okay, Chariot card. Woo! So another card of success, another card of accomplishment, a card of, this really comes to mind as managing tasks for you. So if there's been a lot of tasks and a lot of to-dos on your plate, it really seems like the energy around you is the ability to push through and power through and get it all done. So let me know how that feels, because it really does feel like you've got a great energy and vibe going with what you're working on and doing. Okay, Stephanie will pull one for your son. Okay, so what's most important that Stephanie's son know in this moment now? the Star card. We're getting a lot of beautiful repeats. So this beautiful hope and encouragement and possibility. The sky's the limit. So I encourage your son to dream big and know that anything is possible, especially right now. So lots and lots of beautiful, beautiful opportunities. All right, Barbara. Yes, I will pull one for your husband. Okay, so I pulled one for Katie. Evangelia, we'll pull one for you. Ba-ba-ba. Okay. So what's most important that Evangelia know right now in this moment? 9 of Cups, happiness card. Oh my goodness. So there's a lot of joy. Oops, hopping out of my hand. A lot of joy available to you. So this is a card that's come up before. So I invite you to open your heart and to welcome and to receive those gifts of love all around you. Okay, bum, Barbara. Hello, Liz, you made it. Fantastic. Okay, so Barbara, for your husband, what's the most important thing that he knows? Card popped out. 7 of Cups. So if there's been fog or confusion, feeling of like there's a lot of different choices, you don't know which way to go in, take a moment to just give yourself some time and space to cut through the fog, because it looks like there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of different directions that can be gone into, but there's some unclarity about it. It's a little bit foggy and distracted. All right, so Liz and Alicia. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you think it's so fun, Murphy. Yeah, patience, Katie. Oh, that's always hard. Okay, so Alicia or Liz, a card for you. So what's the most important thing that Liz know right now? The Fool. This is a great card. This is a card of brand new beginnings. He's the first one in the tarot deck. It's this wonderful energy of taking a leap of faith and going for it. So what's most important that you know right now is that youthful energy of taking a leap and going for it. So exciting stuff must be going on for you, Liz. And Alicia, yay, thanks for the love. Okay, so what's the most important thing that Alicia know right now in this moment? Oh, the Emperor, beautiful. I love this because he's very grounded and in control. It's got that Aries energy with the Ram, and I love in Spark Sharing Week that I know that you're an incredible Virgo. But he's been around the block. He knows what he's doing. He's very successful at his business. He is traditional. He has structure, foundation. So right now, most important thing you know is to really continue to build on your expertise, your foundation, the structure, and paying attention to the whole workings of the business from that eagle eye perspective, which you are so, so good at. Makes a lot of sense. Alrighty. Ooh, Diane, I'm so glad you were here. Okay, so this is the last card pulled. If anybody was on and I missed you, please, please let me know. Holy cannoli. I hope I haven't. But all right, I think I got everybody. So Diane, a card for you. What's the most important thing Diane know right now? All right, King of Swords. Excellent. So King of Swords is to the point. He doesn't have any time for funny business. Logically minded, sharp, witty. Court cards represent aspects of ourselves. I mentioned this briefly before, personalities, either of ourselves or someone around us. So you might find that right now you have, let me see, okay, fantastic. Oh, spot on for you. Oh, thank you, Stephanie, for mentioning my mom. Excellent. So Diane, I get the feeling that you have, this is not so much about you, this card, as it is about someone who's around you. If you had a question about working with or connecting with a particular person, know that they are very logically minded. So if you approach it from a logical, not emotional, not fiery, worked up energy, I'm not necessarily speaking kind of resources, but just really mental conversation, like really just in the logic, to the facts, to the point, you're going to find that you move through the moment with greater ease. So hopefully that helps. All right, so, okay, so big announcement. Thank you guys so much for staying so hot off the presses. I'm so excited. I said this at the very beginning of this call. I haven't announced this anywhere else yet. And this is so fresh. This is so hot, so to speak, that I don't even have a sales page for it, but I've gotten so many requests about learning just the basics of cards, you know? What do I do with the deck? How do I take care of it? How do I store it? How do I set up for a reading? And yet at the same time, so many of the people who are coming to me don't have hours and months and years to learn how to read the tarot deck. They just want something quick and easy, get in, get out. I need some basic information. I have a card deck. It's been sitting in the drawers, getting dusty, and I want to use it. I want to learn this intuitive language, and I know this will help build my skill set. Well, I have put together a very, very fun course for you, and it is just, you could do it in an hour. It's lots of tiny little videos that are going to guide you right to using the cards from the get-go. Now, it's valued at over $1,000, and I'm going to traditionally sell it in the future for $197. But for all of you guys who are here tonight, and again, this is between us, I'm going to offer it to you for $97. I'm going to put the link in the comments above, and this is going to teach you how to clear the energy in your deck, how to set up sacred space when you're doing a reading so you get a clear message coming through, because so many of my students get confused and they don't realize that setting up your environment is a big piece of this, like me moving out of the sunlight so I could really get a clear divine message to share with you. So for tonight, I'm going to share this link with you, but I have something else that's super, super secret too. If you want this course for free, come to my live presentation this Thursday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time, and I'll put the link in the comments or the description above so you can see that too. So if you want to know a little bit more, if you want this for free, I will share that information with you this Thursday live at my class I'm teaching at 12:15. All right, so check out the links that I put in. It is so great to have you guys here. I'm so excited. This has really been a very intimate night sharing all of these special, special stories with you. So thank you. So Murphy, did you say what? Okay, so this is tarot and oracle cards. Oh yeah, what? It's beginnings. Wonderful things that I wish I had been taught and shared with before I began my tarot journey, so it wasn't so overwhelming. Because when you get into the cards, it can be like, oh my God, all these cards to memorize and learn? I just want to be able to throw down some cards and get some information. And that's what this is about. It's not about learning how to go too deep. It's just getting in, getting out. All right, thank you guys so much for sticking out with me this whole time. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Mwah. Lots of love. Bye.